Hello everyone. In previous tutorial we learned how to integrate ServiceNow with our SailPoint IIQ. We also saw how to raise a access request and create a ServiceNow account. In this tutorial we will see how to raise a ServiceNow ticket with SailPoint IIQ. We already know that to provision an application into target system we have many ways. Like for AD, we have already seen that AD is self-sufficient to provision itself into target application, which is Active Directory. But there could be some application or the requirement for you could be something like that the business doesn't want direct provisioning. Instead, the business wants to raise a ServiceNow request or ticket. For that, we will see how to raise ServiceNow ticket from access request. For this, SailPoint has given certain XMLs for integration of ServiceNow. In the previous tutorial, we had seen one of those XMLs, but in this tutorial, we will see few others XMLs also. Now, we have already seen this integration ServiceNow. Now we will go to the folder service integration module update set, and we have these files here, and we are more interested in these two files. The first one, IdentityIQ ServiceNow Service Integration Module V2 1.4. This version could be different for you if you are using a different version of SailPoint IIQ. You make sure that you download the right version of Service Integration Module update set, and the other file would be SailPoint Service Integration Generator V1.1. So we are going to import these two files in our ServiceNow instance as we had done in my previous tutorial. The same process I will follow again. So I will now go to my ServiceNow instance, and this is my ServiceNow instance, and the process of importing those files are pretty same as we did in the previous tutorial. In the search, you can search for retrieve update sets and click on retrieved update sets. Now this time I want to import a new XML. Now I will click on choose file and choose one of the XML. I will choose this XML and try to import this one. Now the file is selected, and now I will click on this upload button to upload this file into ServiceNow. So this is what we are, it is loaded, you can see. So to commit this one, I will click on this SailPoint Service Integration Module, and we will see all the update set here, and we will try to validate this update set. For that I will click on preview update set, and it will try to validate and preview the update sets. Once it is validated, I will click on close, and this time I will click on commit update set. So all these things essentially your ServiceNow administrator will do, and you have to provide these XMLs given by SailPoint to him, and he will do all this update and commit of the update sets. So this is how the one of our file is committed in ServiceNow. And next we are going to update or import the other file. The file name is SailPoint Service Request Generator, which is essentially a SOAP request And we will need this WSDL in our next step. So that's why I came here and copied this WSDL from here. coming null, then by default all the values default user open by default user request, also all these hard-coded value to avoid the usual way of provisioning in AD application, and I'm trying to rather raise a ServiceNow request. So that's why let's say you have already raised a request, but what is the status of your request? If there is any change in ServiceNow, then SailPoint is capable to fetch that status change and reflect that in SailPoint IIQ. So for that, this is the endpoint. So no more changes. Now I will come down and in manage resource, click on import from files, and you can choose that file. That file name is ServiceNow Service Integration Module. In this XML file, we have changed the integration config. So I will try to import this one and click on import button. Now you can see one rule and one integration config is imported. This rule is nothing but our post plan initializer rule, and this is the integration config. So we are good to go. The application name we used to see, because if you don't configure integration config, then SailPoint will try to provision through the provisioning policy plan, and it will create directly inside the target application. But this time it is trying to create through the integration config, and you can see it has given you one provisioning request ID. This is RITM00100. There is a short description. IdentityIQ access request number is given, so there won't be any confusion that from where this request was raised. And the requested for a system administrator, which is admin. We saw in the integration config, the plan initializer rule, we had some requested for and opened by those sort of fields were there. And admin is nothing. For admin, the name is system administrator, that's why it is picking the system administrator name. And you can see that state is -5. And if I go back to my integration config, the ServiceNow service integration module, you can see the -5 entry is for in progress. And similarly, if you keep changing the request status state, so every time it will when SailPoint will try to fetch the status of the request, this value will determine what is the status of the request in ServiceNow. So -5 is in process, 1 is in process, 2 is also in process, 4 is failure, 7 is failed, and 3 is committed. So okay, now let me approve this one, and also let me closed and complete, do it like this, update. And if I come down and see the ticket, let me close this one, closed and complete, and let me update this ticket. And let's go back. You can see it is approved now. Now the status of this request has been changed in ServiceNow. But how can we see this change in SailPoint IIQ? For that, we have to go to business process, and we have to do a final change. This is the place where we can see all the workflows, and here we have a workflow called check status of queued items. In this sub-process workflow, we have a variable and that variable name is provisioning status check interval. And if you see, the default value for this sub-process is 1 hour, which I want to change, and I will just do it, and I will change it to 5 minutes. This is 60 minutes by default. I will do it, let's say 2 minutes, that in every 2 minutes it will check for the provisioning status, and I will save this process, sub-process. Now it is saved. So now we have this provisioning status check interval sub-process. The variable has a value of 2 minutes. Now let me go back to a task, and I will try to run this performance maintenance task, which will try to trigger this checking of the provisioning in the background. And now SailPoint IIQ will be able to fetch the new status of the request, ServiceNow request, and that we can see in SailPoint IIQ track my request as well. So with this, the ServiceNow integration tutorial concludes here. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.